Hello, my friends. Can you even picture a world without colors? It would be like eating food that has absolutely no taste. Sure, you could survive on it, but why on earth would you want to? Living in such a dull, colorless world would feel pointless, almost like being an animal just existing without any drive or desire. We, as humans, crave more than that. We want excitement and something that adds flavor to our lives. And this, my friend, is where art comes in. Before I discovered art, my life was basically a slog. I felt like a walking, breathing creature without any real direction or purpose, stuck in a colorless monotony. I know it sounds dramatic, but it's true. Deep down, I felt like something was missing. Lots of folks go through the motions and think they're fine, but there was this nagging feeling inside me, something I couldn't quite put my finger on. You ever feel that way? I bet some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's the kicker, though. When you're wandering around like I was, trying to find what's missing from your life, it's tough to figure out what that something is. We all navigate through life, hoping to discover that key piece that will fill the void inside us, yet many never find it. I sure didn't at first. I thought I could fill that gap with money, or fleeting pleasures like casual flings, booze, and drugs, but each of those just left me feeling emptier. It was a sad place to be in, and I'd likely still be stuck there if it wasn't for art. I got lucky in a way. I stumbled upon my missing piece at a time when I was least expecting it. One day changed everything for me. I can still vividly recall the day it happened. It was more than 10 years ago while I was in college. I had been cramming like crazy in the library for a test that honestly meant nothing to me. As I was heading back to my study spot, carrying a stack of books, I saw this old newspaper lying on a table. Something drew me in, so I stopped to check it out, and I was completely blown away by the image on the front page. I didn't even take in the headline. It didn't matter. What caught my eyes was a stunning piece of art, a work that truly showcased a brilliant mind. The brilliance of it, the way the piece was arranged, the emotion captured on the subject's face, and the sheer skill in every brushstroke. It all came together like a beautiful song dancing in my head. Words just can't capture how incredible it was. As captivating as that black and white photo was, I knew it was just a mere shadow of the actual artwork. There was something missing, a vital piece that made it whole. I had this strong urge to see the real artwork in person, so I set out to find the genius behind it. Not literally, of course, since fate had dictated that we'd never cross paths. The original work was long gone, lost along with its creator at the hands of people who just didn't understand it. But here's the thing. What's a meeting between two people besides sharing information? We talk to learn about each other, our names, our interests, our experiences, and all those little details that help us connect. Couldn't I gain that same kind of knowledge without a face-to-face encounter? If I could learn about him and his life, I could carry on his legacy. So I dove into every scrap of information I could get my hands on about him. I devoured everything like a starving person would a meal. I read newspapers, books, and watched documentaries. He had left a mark on the world, and I wanted to soak up every detail. I felt satisfied with each new bit of knowledge, and I ended up knowing more about him than I really knew about myself. I was ready to continue on with what he had started. My first challenge was to get my hands on the right supplies. What's a painter without their brush? You might be shocked by how pricey art supplies can be, especially when folks say artists are starving, but we somehow make it work. If you're passionate about your craft, you'll do whatever it takes. So I left college, took a job, and slowly built up my workspace. Next up was finding subjects for my art. I quickly learned that it wasn't easy to get people on board. Most folks were oddly hesitant about being my subject, And honestly, who could blame them? I had zero experience, and who would want to be painted if the outcome wasn't going to be good? But as I kept at it, I started to find people willing to sit for me. With practice, I gradually sharpened my skills and became more proficient. I could feel him guiding me through every step. It felt like he was right there, whispering advice. I'd hear his voice telling me how to position my subjects, where to draw their lines, and when to capture the right expression. It was almost magical. I'd see the colors just waiting to burst forth from the canvas, hungry to be released. Speaking of colors, my all-time favorite has always been red. It represents passion and life. As I painted, the red flowed out with a life of its own, enveloping my subjects in a vibrant glow. I see you fidgeting over there. Hang tight. I'm almost done. I just want you to really get what I'm saying. Each time I finish a piece and step back to admire it, I experience what my mentor must have felt all those years ago as he gazed at his work. There's nothing quite like the thrill of seeing a piece you created all by yourself. I remember Emerson once said that, "To be great is to be misunderstood." My mentor faced the same struggles in his time that I face now, but he didn't let it stop him from trying to connect with others. I'm determined not to let it hold me back either. I keep pushing on because somewhere out there, perhaps today or even a century from now, someone could look at my work and see the same thing I see. Maybe what they see could give them a reason to keep going, just like it did for me. So, that's my story. Ready to dive into your own journey? No, wait, hold on a second. I know you're feeling anxious, but that's normal. It's just because this all seems foreign to you. Don't flail around like that. You'll hurt yourself. Just give me a moment to prepare my tools, and we can begin. A little fear and some pain, but trust me, it'll be worth it. I'm about to make you immortal.